What's up, everybody? I'm Jared, and welcome to the Snow Thunder MORECAST, where you can catch up on all the stuff and the fact that my desk isn't clean going on in Snow Thunder. Yeah, I mean, why would I take time to clean my desk, seeing as how we're not even running D&D tonight, and all I've been doing is power leveling a Psycho in Borderlands. One of Brian's signs just fell off the wall. So yeah, this past week, let's see, what all happened. Community Day for Pokemon, I'd say went relatively well. I picked up 2 shiny Dratini. One was absolute crap. The other one was higher tier. So I got the higher tier one evolved. So I have 2 Dragonites now, which is pretty cool. I mean, everybody else that participated pretty much got a Dragonite, which, I mean, is fair. I mean, everybody should have the opportunity to at least try to participate. But that was fun. Right now we got Pikachus with party hats dancing around circa Wednesday. So that's cool. I mean, I got a Raichu now. I didn't have one before that. But yeah, I'd say Community Day went relatively well. I enjoyed walking around downtown kind of with a couple of the other people on campus that play, and we were just kind of bullshitting the whole time, just talking, having a grand old time, and then I had to get to the game room for the last hour of the 3-hour event and chill in there. And unfortunately, that wasn't very efficient, catching-wise. There's only a couple more that popped up, even though I had Incense and Allure on the stop that was right there. Oh well, I mean, I caught like 400 candies worth of Dratini. I was throwing pinap berries at them, but whatever. So, that was fun. And then, besides that, I've been still power leveling, or well, I began power leveling it was less than a week ago. I hadn't started the Psycho yet because Brian kept being like, Jared, you don't play like a commando. You don't play like a commando. You play like a Psycho. And I'm like, whatever. I had leveled up a Psycho and a Mech Romancer to level 8, just playing through until I hit Sanctuary. I think that's about right. Just to try them out. And so I had a level 8 Psycho, and I went back in and I was like, you know what? Why the heck not? I'm going to try this out a little bit more. And as I played through a little bit, and I was like, this is good stuff. I'm enjoying this. So I've power leveled him in under a week from 0 to 38 right now. That's where I'm sitting. And granted, I feel very accomplished. I've never really done any like power leveling type stuff. Like, specifically like trying to play catch up with Brian, who's got a 48 Siren right now. Jared has a 43, I believe, Commando. And that was also another thing. I didn't really want us playing with 2 Commandos. I mean, you definitely can do it. But I want a little bit more diversity, and Brian, like I said, kept saying, I don't play like a Commando. I play very upfront, in your face, smashing shit, want to shoot stuff in the face until it dies really quickly and efficiently, and I'm doing really good with the Psycho on that. And I'm currently just running around with the Rapier gun that you get from Scarlet's Booty DLC, which adds plus 200% melee damage. So even when I'm not raging, I'm still doing tons of melee damage. That is starting to be slightly less effective, because I just went into True Vault Hunter mode earlier today, actually, and the enemies getting one hit on some of the upper tier enemies, the badasses and stuff, isn't killing them anymore, whereas before it was. Granted, I had like a 4-level gap minimum on everything else before I went through the final stretch of endgame in normal mode. So the warrior wasn't super difficult for me, and I was actually Colin came in. Jared had been playing as Brian's level 8 Mech Romancer while I was going through endgame just for the hell of it, just to power level his Mech Romancer, because there's the slightest chance that he might want to try that. But I also asked him, I was about to ask, Brian, is there any chance you're going to just start playing as a Mech Romancer? And I got to, Brian is, and he just immediately is like, no. And he knew exactly where I was heading with that. Which was really funny how, like, how bad of an idea he thought that was. But thankfully, I've been able to relatively efficiently get the Psycho leveled up, and the awesome thing about the Psycho is as long as you're in Badass, and as long as you don't get killed instantly, you can mess stuff up that's significantly higher level than you. Like, I was killing stuff that was like 10 levels higher than me. Granted, I was getting dropped a lot, but I was killing a couple things, like 5. But still, that's amazing for being 10 levels below, because like 3 levels does a lot. 10 levels is just insanity. So the ability to kill stuff that has a skull next to it is empowering, and it's awesome. And Jared is half considering trying to play as a Psycho, and I'm like, it's not easy. It's fun as hell, but it's definitely not easy. If you mistime those rages and you get in a bad spot, there's no getting out. So unless you, of course, you're playing with other people. But besides that, having a lot of fun with that. Michael actually the other day when I started playing my Psycho, I saw on his game, he was actually in-game playing, he was a level 4 assassin. I was like, yo, we're going to bring Michael in on this stuff. So hopefully, like, this weekend or something, we can bring him in and power level him, because the Mech Romancer we got from level 8 to level 18 in, like, an hour and a half. Which, granted, those are lower levels, and that's not, like, a huge deal. But still, 10 levels, I mean, 10 levels is 10 levels. That's 10 skill points once you get past level 5, of course. But that's 10 skill points to do stuff with and can just allow you to breeze through. I had gone through and gotten to the end game, gone through Pirate Scarlet's DLC because I wanted the guns and the shields and stuff. And honestly, I really didn't even use it. I didn't use any of the stuff. The Sandhawk that I got was explosive, not even corrosive. Which I don't, maybe it is supposed to be just whatever element. I didn't really look that up yet. But I was disappointed that it wasn't corrosive. Not that I was using guns anyways, because I was running around with the Law, with the Order equipped, a 26 shield when I was level 35, just going around hacking and slashing, and then occasionally switching over to my Vladov rapier sword and just stabbing stuff. And I was just annihilating everything. And then I had my legendary level 30 assault rifle, Jacobs. I put it here when I finally remember the name. That one, which is an awesome weapon. I was pretty much using that and then the rages to kill the warrior, while Colin was playing as the level 18. Well, no, at that time level like 14 before we got all the experience from the completed quest. Level 14 Mech Romancer just dying all the time. So I was just like, you're good. Don't worry about it. I mean, I didn't tell him ahead of time that, like, yeah, you are, like, super underpowered and you are going to die a lot. He was just probably convinced that he was bad at the game. But, I mean, that's just the fun of it, right? He never even played Borderlands, I don't think, before that. So it's fine. Great first experience. Killing the end boss with a super underpowered character. So, as you may have noticed, I think I'm getting sick right now. I was feeling this around noon. In my one class, I was just like, I felt like hot, and like my throat started feeling weird. I don't feel like hot anymore, but my throat definitely, well, my throat doesn't feel weird, but I definitely sound weird, I feel like. But forget that. Moving on to D&D, Adventurers Guild, D&D Guild, whatever the heck. That hasn't really been very fruitful, and tonight we're not even running Homebrew D&D, because Colin has his frat initiation thing-majig stuff tonight, which is fine. I mean, he tried to get it moved around, or the guys knew that he had D&D on Wednesdays, and they tried to, but it didn't end up working out. Whatever happened, we're not having it, and I don't think we're having it again next week, unfortunately, because something Jared has going on. So that's going to be 2 off weeks, but that lets me get prepared for what's going on for next session, which I also greatly apologize for not having the first D&D session from eons ago prepared to release this past Wednesday, because I was working on some of the drawings and stuff this weekend, and I was like, oh wait, I probably want the guys' input on stuff, and nobody was really available, everybody was busy, couldn't meet up with anybody, text messages didn't feel like they were sufficing, because I was like texting Lewis, and I was like, hey, what's up with your character, And he's like this, and he's not really like super important, or like he doesn't have any like super important characteristics or physical attributes. And I was like, okay, well, that doesn't give me much to work off of, and I'm trying to like do this. I was trying to get in the right headspace, and it was kind of difficult because all my free time I'm taking up with Borderlands because I need to catch back up to Brian. And yes, I'm bad. I'm sorry. I'm terrible. I'm keeping up with my schoolwork and then trying to keep up with Borderlands, and so this is suffering ever so slightly. Oh well, been going to the trainers every day. Yes, I'm still injured. Oops, crap. It's been well over a month back on campus, and I'm still messed up. Beyond that, looking forward to this weekend. Hopefully organizing time with Michael, Jared, Brian to play some Borderlands, because that's been pretty exciting. We've been saving Tiny Tina's. We're saving Tiny Tina's for endgame, like level 61 plus. And Brian's like, that's so far away. I'm like, deal with it. Once we get 4 people in a game, XP will be flowing in, alright? XP, loot, all that cool shit, it'll be flowing in. We still have the Creature Dome to do, and then something else, probably. Yeah, something else. Anyways, in the meantime, gonna get working on that D&D stuff. Hopefully, D&D Guild can be kind of better off this weekend, so I can start making stuff for that happen. And my replacement minis from my ones, the dudes that were missing the arms and stuff. They sent me replacement minis, which was awesome, and so I'm super happy that those came. They didn't give me much trouble about that at all. I mean, it wasn't a huge deal, but they handled it very nice. Really appreciate how they were able to take care of that. And other than that, nothing else going on. So until next week, we'll catch you guys later. And remember to stay classy, stay in character, and remember to always pinch before you sprinkle. We'll catch you later.